Hello, everyone. Scott Ashley here with Alabama Bass Nation. For this meeting, we're going to cover the junior division Lake Guntersville tournament. I believe our third and final stop at Goose Pond in Scottsboro, Alabama. As always, remember to send your pictures in to Mr. Chris. You see on the screen there, you got the number to text the pictures to, or you can email. You can even send in photos and videos from practice if you'd like, and Chris will get them posted for you. All right, going over the rules here. Remember the check-in rule. This is the last tournament for the junior division, except for the state championship. So everyone should know this. Make sure you check in with our check-in person. They'll be on the floating dock beside the boat ramp. You'll see a map of that here in a moment. Please make sure that at least one member from each boat watches this video and/or reviews the slideshow so that you guys know what to do, and we can make everything run smoothly. Official practice is underway now, which means that you can be on the water practicing, but you have to follow all the tournament rules. You cannot have, the main thing is you cannot have anyone in the boat with you who is not a participant in this tournament. Okay, so you are under official practice. And official practice ends at 4 p.m. on Friday, March the 17th. All competitors must be off the water by 4 p.m. We will have registration on Friday, March the 17th at Goose Pond. We'll have the Bass Nation trailer set up there by the boat ramp. You'll see it between 4 to 5 p.m. You can come by and pick up your boat flags and your registration cards. We encourage each school, one person from pick up the entire school's registration cards and boat flags if possible. If not, we'll work with you. It's not a problem. We will have the boat passes for sale, boat ramp passes for sale at registration. And if you're there practicing early on Friday, I'd encourage you just to go ahead and buy your boat ramp pass for Saturday morning. Either way you want to do it is fine, but please try to purchase that boat ramp pass ahead of time. That will help us expedite launch on Saturday morning. You'll see on the map here, launch is going to go very, very fast. Okay, so boat captains, make sure you're ready when you get to the boat ramp. You really should. It's going to go we only have 90 boats in this tournament, and we're going to run 3 lanes, so it will go very fast. When you turn the corner in front of the Goose Pond store, there's not going to be a line. You're going to be going straight to the ramp. So I actually would encourage you to stop down at the Civic Center, which is on the road coming into Goose Pond, and get everything ready, get your boat loaded, all of those things. When you turn into the store there, worst case, you should only need to unhook your straps, take your motor toter off, and back down the boat ramp. So again, purchase your boat ramp passes early if at all possible. If for some reason you're not able to make it in Friday afternoon to pick up your boat flag and your registration card, that's no problem. You can pick it up on Saturday morning. I think I may need to change my times there a little bit because I forgot about time change on that part. So it's probably going to be, it would be 6 to 6:30 rather than 5 to 5:30 that will be there. But you can certainly pick them up on Saturday morning. But if you would, let us know Friday afternoon so that we can pull those and have them ready for you. When you pick up your registration card and boat flag, please make sure it matches your boat number. The boat number is highlighted in red on your card. Make sure you look at the boat number. We had one this last weekend that looked at their flight number and got the wrong boat flag. So make sure you look at the boat number and check that. As always, the maximum horsepower is 250 horsepower in the tournament, and this, of course, includes official practice, which is underway now. Each boat must include a boat captain and 2 anglers. If only one angler, the boat must have an observer for a total of 3 people. If you have an issue with that, just get with us, send an email to abnshTide, and we'll get you the waiver you need to get signed for an observer. The launch site is Goose Pond Colony, and as I said, there's a $2 boat ramp fee that's to be collected at the ramp. Again, you can purchase those early. You may use an alternate ramp if anyone has something close by. Mink Creek is still shut down, so really not another close one, but if you have something or staying in a house on the water, you're welcome to come by water. Blast off, for those who haven't been at Goose Pond with us before, we'll blast off from the T-dock, which is around the point, and there's a map that shows that in the morning. So make sure you pay attention to that. Tell everybody again, that's the importance of watching this video and looking at the slideshow. That way you're not sitting out there at the boat ramp when I call your number around the corner and are late getting left. For those that are still new, you must have that boat flag secured to the boat and visible sight to us when you come by the dock for blast off, and it must stay up all day to be visible for other competitors. Blast off time this past weekend was by 5:45 was daylight, but time has changed by an hour, so should be right around 6:45 depending on safe light conditions, whether it's sunny or cloudy. Life jackets must be worn when combustion engines running. This includes you, boat captains. They must be worn, snapped, buckled, zipped, however they operate. Keep safe distance between boats and always maintain safe boating. And kind of on that point, being as how we're at Guntersville and the Tennessee River, I know how it is up here. Please be courteous and give everybody their ample room to fish. Don't be pulling in on top of other people. Boat captains, this is your job to monitor that and teach these kids the proper ethics of the sport. First flight check-in time will be 2 p.m. and flights will be 10-minute increments. Again, I said I believe we have right around 90 boats registered in this tournament. No wake, you'll see on the map is Goose Pond boat ramp, and any other areas that you run across that are marked no wake out on the lake. Off limits, there's a map that shows a dotted line, has this drawn out. It's 50 yards west of the check-in dock, which is the floating dock, all the way over to the 100 yards out down the causeway, right? So you go 50 yards west of the dock and then out 100 yards all the way over to the causeway. Size limit is 15 inches, pretty much across the board, whether it's largemouth, spotted bass, or smallmouth. Okay, I know that the Alabama state law is 12 on spotted bass, but for our tournaments, this makes it very complicated, and so we just do 15 inches across the board, largemouth, spotted bass, and smallmouth. Only caveat to that is for anyone who happens to, it's a pretty good run. If you do run way upriver, you can't get into Tennessee on Guntersville Lake. And in Tennessee, their rule is you can only have one smallmouth in your possession, and it has to be 18 inches. Okay. So that's up to you to police yourself. If you get caught up there and get a citation, if you get a citation, then it's automatic disqualification. Fish will be measured with mouth closed and tail fanned to attempt to measure. We see saw a lot of this in the past, so I put this in here. The trick to it is you have to close the mouth of the fish and put it against that front part of the ruler. If you have this mouth closed and this tail touches, then it's a good fish, right? We try every way we can to make it measured, but you got to have that mouth closed. It is a 5-fish limit. So that means when you put when you put the 6th fish in the boat, you have to stop fishing until you call out a fish and throw it back in the lake, leaving you 5 in the live well. Obviously, you're going to call out the smallest fish, right? But you have to get back down to 5 fish in the live well before fishing can resume. Check-in will be on the floating dock beside the boat ramp. Again, as you guys know, you must check in at Goose Pond, even if you launched at an alternate ramp. Even if you launch somewhere else and have no fish, you still got to come back to Goose Pond and check in. And you must check in before you go to weigh in. That stops the clock. If you're due in at 2 o'clock and you come in at 1:55, but don't check in with our check-in person, and it's 2:05 by the time you get a bag and get to the scales, then the clock will stop when you get to the scales, which will be a 5-minute penalty, which is 5 pounds of weight lost off of your catch. So make sure you check in before you go to weigh in. You must check in even if you have no fish. If you do not have any fish, the check-in person will take your boat flag and you can go on and load your trailer. If something happens out on the water, you break down or whatever, or if you need to leave early before we're back down there setting up, you must call myself, Jeffrey, or Daryl to check out the tournament. If you're leaving early, we'll give you some directions on what to do with the boat flag. If you're broke down, we'll do what we can to help you. Okay. This one is a water weigh-in. I had some trouble with this last weekend. Water weigh-in means that you tie your boat up to the dock, come get a bag, and go weigh your fish before you put your boat on the trailer. Do not trailer boat before weighing in. It's a water weigh-in. Still had some trouble with this last weekend too. You must use our bags. Do not come up with your own bag. We're going to turn you around to go back and get in the bag line to get one of our bags. You must use our official Bass Nation weigh-in bags. Had trouble again with this one this weekend too, even though it's well into the season. You guys know you're not weighing your fish unless you have your boat flag. When you put your fish in the bag and start up to the scales, make sure you bring your boat flag with you. So first thing the bunk man's going to ask you for is the boat flag. If you don't have it, he's going to turn you around. Anglers, especially you juniors, if you want to weigh a big fish, when you hand your fish to the weighmaster, which will be Mr. John, tell him, I want to weigh a big fish. That's when we need to know, not when you're standing at the bump tank or after the MC talks to you. Okay. We need to know when you hand John, the weighmaster, those fish that you want to weigh a big fish. He will tell the MC, who will announce it, and the person running the computer in the office will hear it, and then we'll weigh your total, all of your fish, and then the weighmaster will ask you to pull out your biggest fish and put in the basket, and we'll weigh your big fish. All right, where was I? Flags. All right. The weigh-in will be right beside the boat ramp there at Goose Pond. Can't miss the big trailer. As always, after we weigh the fish, they'll go in a tank beside the stage. One of the MCs talking to the anglers, and when they come off the stage, the fish will still be there and be available for pictures at the back of the trailer. We do have the Remind app. If you've not signed up for that already, please do. Daryl's great about sending out announcements, and I've got another slide here in a moment that shows you the all the directions on it. And then you have my number, Jeffrey's number, and Daryl's number at the bottom of the screen there if you have any issues. So here's the Remind app. I'm going to move on because this slideshow will be posted, and so you'll be able to go back and refer to it. Blast off procedure. I'm not going to go through this being the third tournament. I think you guys all have this down pat by now. You launch there at the boat ramp. The only difference in this one and the others is after you launch, you're going to go around the point there and then line up by boat number. And the only other caveat to this is that T-Dock where we're blasting off from, I was there today, the water's still up, but they are dropping the lake. So if they get it back down to Winter Pool, it will be a little shallow at that dock. So boat captains, you're going to keep your motor trimmed up a little bit as you idle by the dock, but you go out 20 foot and it drops off. So, and I've blasted off there many times with it being at Winter Pool, and it's deep enough to go through. Just be aware. Boat captains do's and don'ts for juniors. Basically, boat captains, just please do not handle a rod and reel. Okay. Other than that, you can help them run the trolling motor, tie, tackle, manage fish, right? All of those things. These are juniors, so you're there to teach them. Just do not get caught fishing or having a rod and reel in your hand. Once you check in, again, the key there is after you check in, first thing you're going to do when you come in is find the check-in person and check in at the floating dock. And I'll let you guys read the rest of it. You understand it. You got to go up and get one of our bags, go back, get your fish, bring your boat flag back with your fish to the tanks to get in line to be weighed in. Few maps here. Morning traffic, like I said, we're gonna have 3 lanes. That first row of parking, we'll have it blocked off, and there'll actually be lanes through there to launch. I believe there is another 50 or 55 boat tournament going out of the Goose Pond that morning, but like I said, we've got 90, so Goose Pond will handle 250 boats easily. So shouldn't be a problem. We'll keep you guys running through there. Just be ready when you get there. When you get to the store up there, you need to be ready. So boat captains, you guys stop. If you got to pick up another angler, you got to put another angler's rods and tackle in the boat, whatever, right? Stop at the Civic Center back down the road and do all that, because I promise you there will not be a line when you get up to the Goose Pond store unless you're the one sitting in my line holding things up. Just another kind of view of how we're going to run the lanes there. This one was an old slide in here. We should not need any of the overflow parking. I believe the parking lot itself will hold about 200 boats, but you guys can see the slides there. Happens to be a whole lot of other people show up that I'm not aware of. There's plenty of space to park, and you guys can refer to the slides. Blast off, this is what I was talking about. You can see where the boat ramp is at in the trailer in the store there. That's where you're going to launch at, and then you're going to have to go out around that point. And it is shallow on that point, so you're going to want to go out and around that point. Don't hug the bank as you go around. Go around there and stage, and you see the T-dock there. That's where we'll be. You'll idle by it, and as we call your numbers and check off all of your items. And as you clear the dock there, you can bear to the right. And like I said, it may be a tad shallow up there. So I would get out there, 15 or 20 yards before I took off. You can watch your depth finder, boat captains. Here's a shot of the off limits and check-in. You can see just past the floating dock to the left of the boat ramp there, calling it 50 yards from the floating dock. And we'll go out 100 yards and just a straight line over to the causeway. So basically just that little area there where we're going to have all the boats in and out and be releasing fish. And that 50 yards out does not get to the bridge out there that goes underneath the road that I know a lot of people like to fish. So that is perfectly fine. Weigh in. Of course, you can dock at the floating dock, which is cut off of this picture here, and come up. But if there's room, it's much easier at those stationary wooden docks. And you can kind of see the arrows there, how you'll come up. We'll set the bags down there right at the end of the dock, right as you come up to the land. So it'll be easier for you to get to them. And you're going to walk straight up, and you'll run into the tanks as you come up and up to this trailer and the stage, weigh your fish, pictures on the back, and then you'll carry your fish down to the sick tank, which will be on the dock down there. And then as you head back to your boat, we'll ask you to drop your mesh bag back off where you picked up your bag. Pretty simple and self-explanatory. We'll have an area blocked off there for spectators in front. You can kind of see the green area there, and we'll have that road shut down, so there'll be no traffic through there. With that, look forward to seeing you juniors this Saturday. Last time I looked, the weather was looking better than it previously was looking, so hopefully that will continue to improve for you. It's going to hopefully be a little warming trend toward the end of the week here, and fishing will get better for you guys. So look forward to seeing you guys Friday afternoon for check-in and Saturday for the tournament. And good luck, junior anglers. Thank you.